Hi, my name's Ongezi, and welcome to Eat, Feed, Grow. I'm your host, and this is the very first part, I guess, we'll be doing. I am going to be talking about eating, feeding, and growing. Um, Predominantly food. We're going to touch a little on tech and speak to a lot of interesting people that work in different food spaces, uh, locally and abroad. So we always have something to talk about, always curious. Um, the reason why I decided to do this pod, I guess, is a little bit about myself. I'm a chef. Um, I've also been an urban farmer, which prefer cultivator, because I also did a bit of mushroom farming, which honestly was an experience. Learned a lot just on the business side and the production side and all the scientific knowledge you kind of need to know to successfully grow commercially, like um, make viable something from small scale to a larger scale. But that's in the past. Um, I'm still very interested in obviously urban farming, growing different farming practices with the world changing and everything constantly like dying and everyone looking for healthier, more like easier things that they can eat and grow that are more sustainable. But everyone still knows that we are doomed, which is a little funny, I have to say. Um, what's to come? We're gonna talk to a lot of farmers, some friends, some people you've engaged in spaces. For this episode, I'm going to be doing it by myself, but in future, I'll have a co-host who you'll meet named Sean. He's very interesting. Unfortunately, you can't see the behind the scenes production manager, Clint. Um, Maybe one day he'll step in front of the camera. We'll see though. Uh, but shout out to Clint. Thank you for being the production manager. And yeah, we might do a guest clip where we'll show people in um, different bars in Cape Town. We might record our part of a farm or a restaurant, depending on who we're interviewing on that day. But it's always keeping you engaged, knowledge, and what's on the up and up with food. Um, it's always not going to be restaurateurs. I think there's so many aspects of food that people aren't really aware of that we need to kind of put a spotlight on so they know that this is what actually happens. This is how your food gets to you or how your food's made. Um, but that's pretty much what's to come in the pod. And for the very first episode, since the title of the pod is Eat, Feed, Grow, we're going to be talking about eating. Specifically, what do you eat after a long day at work? Like, do you cook yourself dinner or you order in something? Do you make something quick and convenient or something luxurious and healthy? Um, Personally, I'm the quick and easy, like frozen food, chicken nuggets in the air fry kind of vibe. Um, Also, coming home like closer to midnight, I'm at that stage of decision fatigue is very apparent and my brain is mush and all I want is something, some sustenance, even though it's not healthy, just something to fill my stomach so I can relax a little and then go to bed. Um, so for me, it's really it's a no brainer. It's quick and easy, not necessarily delicious. Um, I don't like sandwiches, so I don't make myself sandwiches. I know. But yeah, it's anything I can pop into an air fryer that I can snack, and I'll usually have a very small portion of it, and that's pretty much it. On my off days, depending if I do have a friend come over, I will cook a little bit more. Um, I'll put a little bit more thoughts, go out and get like fresh ingredients and actually cook. Um, but if it's for myself on my off day, I'm still doing something lazy, something quick and easy. I'll like steam some veg and like pancia chicken breast or a piece of meat, and that's it. And that would be my dinner. Uh, Spend as little time in the kitchen. I know it's as a chef, everyone's like, "Oh, you should love cooking." I do love cooking, but cooking for oneself, unless it's out of curiosity of experimenting or testing new recipes or developing new dishes, it's not necessarily fun for me personally. Maybe for other chefs, they are. But I will ask these chefs when I have them on the pod and be like, so, what's your go to meal after work? Um, a lot of people say pasta, a lot of people say 2 minute noodles. For me, frozen chicken strips in an air fryer with sweet chili sauce. That is my go to for like late night snack, like after work meal kind of dinner, I would say. But being a chef, we obviously have staff meal in the kitchen, so that is a lot healthier, more nutritious, more interesting. But as well, I'm not making it, so I enjoy it more. So that's pretty much the whole eating thing. But like, I'm interested to hear what people have to say on in terms of what is your go-to after work dinner meal? Do you go for quick and efficient, where you're not thinking about it, where you're spending as little time in the kitchen, or you go, I'm gonna make something I really am gonna enjoy eat and spend half an hour to an hour in the kitchen cooking yourself a meal. I guess it's different if you live with a partner because then you have to feed someone else something that isn't rubbish. But I guess if you're single or bachelor, A, whatever sufficient work saying, would not you have trying to be Gordon Ramsay for one. Um, so pretty much that is my thoughts on after work dinner meals is quick and efficient is always best. Uh, just for me personally, but everyone works differently and finishes at different hours. I don't work a 9 to 5, so I can't really say. But that's pretty much our discussion today. Just a little introduction of what's to come, who I am, and what this podcast is about. And I hope you tune in for the next episode where Sean will be with us and the conversation will be a lot more funnier. He's a laugh. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.